Hello, Philip speaking, coming to you from Chiang Mai as usual, and I'm at the Lana Resort on the way to Samung in the beautiful Doi Suthep mountain, which I think is the third highest mountain in Thailand. Today I'm bringing to you the letter N for our A to Z series of healthy foods and drinks and living. Now, what do you think N stands for in the food kingdom? Well, I've got some notes here so I don't forget anything. One of them, which is not one that you'll guess probably, is nori seaweed. N-O-R-I, nori seaweed. Then we have nuts, which you'll probably get. There's noodles. We start to look down. There's nettles, often known as stinging nettles. Now, this is a really good source of food. You'll make tea with it. Go and pick the nettles. Wear gloves so you're not stinging yourself. And then take them back. You can boil them up fresh and just drink the tea. It's like a herbal tea. Or pick loads of stinging nettles, completely free food. Take it home, dry it properly, wash them, then dry them. And and once they're completely dry, you can crunch them up, put them in an airtight, light-tight container, an old tea container perhaps, and you've got your source of nettle tea. Nettle is full of iron, so it's particularly good for the ladies. But it's good for everybody, and you know, it has a whole load of other micronutrients in it. And the beauty of picking your own wild herbs and weeds is that they're not genetically modified or anything. They're not. There's no pesticides. It's just wild herbs, and they are always full of your vitamins and your minerals. You don't need to go and buy synthetic vitamin C and D and E. Just get your herbs. And you know, if you want to know what the nutrient profile is of anything, just put into DuckDuckGo or Google if it's your search engine. You just put in nettles plus nutrient profile, something like that. Nectarins are a kind of orange, aren't they? There's not an awful lot. Nightshades is worth mentioning. Nightshades, I think they're your eggplants, your potatoes, and your tomatoes. Now, I can't remember what it is that makes it a nightshade. Potatoes grow in the ground, so it's eggplants, tomato. Yeah, I don't know, but they're nightshades, and some people have problems with nightshades. I mean, these are nutritious foods, but some people struggle with the nightshade family. So just be aware of that. And as ever, just I'm bringing an awareness to foods and drinks. To get the full information, just do a little bit of research in the search engines or buy a herb book or whatever. There's nuts, and there are obviously there's nut butter, which is made of whatever your choice of nuts are. One word to say about nuts. I've been into health shops, and they've got various different nuts in the different jars, and they've all been shelled. Now, nuts have a life span when they've been shelled, and they can go rancid quite quickly, and they don't necessarily taste rancid. So if you're buying, it's probably best to not buy shelled nuts, because if they were shelled yesterday, you're going to be all right, but how do you know when they were shelled if they're being sold in the shop that way? So I think, and another thing to say about nuts, which I don't do methodically, because you've got to think about it, because I often have almonds or cashew nuts on my breakfast granola, and ideally what you do is the night before you soak your nuts, and I also have pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. You're supposed to soak the seeds and nuts overnight. Reason being is that nuts, when they grow, they have like a protective mechanism to stop them being eaten and digested. So you improve your digestion of the nuts, and you make it easier by soaking them first, which does whatever it does and allows you to digest the nuts a whole load better. Not only that, if you're going to make nut butter, then begin by soaking them and making them softer. Another herb with nettles is Neem, N-E-E-M. In India, traditionally, I've read this in my Ayurveda books, in India traditionally, every house, or every house with land, traditionally had a neem tree in its yard, and the neem tree was in effect a natural pharmacy. So you had the leaves, you had the roots, you had the branches, you had the seeds, you had the bark off the tree, and each of them did good things for different parts of your body, for different symptoms. Many proper toothpastes made by independent companies have neem in it, and I have neem powder. I can buy the powder in the local market here, and I just dip my toothbrush in the neem powder and put my toothpaste on it, and I just wash my teeth that way. Or you could get a bit of neem powder on there and just massage your gums with it. Neem is excellent for all kinds of symptoms, but also as a preventative. Noodles, I'm in Thailand. Noodles are a huge source of food, and you know, I can't remember what it's made from. I think it's rice or some kind of flour, but noodles is a big, it's from the grain family. That's it for N. What was I going to say? I was going to talk about, well, I've done the nuts. I think that's it. It's a short one. Oh, yes, one word to mention, and I've mentioned it in all the letters so far, probably. N for nutrients. Very quickly, macronutrients are your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats, and you need them all. So all these diets that say don't eat carbohydrates, don't eat fats, don't eat protein, no, you need a balance of all of them. That's what we humans are. There is a myth that we need to eat lots of meat to get lots of protein. There's protein in the plant kingdom, and some of the strongest people on the planet, and animals like elephants and cows and I think gorillas and various big powerful animals are vegetarians. They don't eat meat. So you don't need meat to get your protein. You can get your protein elsewhere, and from all my research, it seems we don't need anywhere near as much protein as we think we need. So that's worth bearing in mind. The 3 macronutrients, and then you've got your micronutrients, which are your vitamins and your minerals, which include or antioxidants include those. And then there's the fatty acids, the essential fatty acids, which you can't make, and so on. Now, micronutrients, you only need small amounts of them, and if you eat your whole foods, which is your vegetables and your fruits and your seeds and your nuts and your grains, which haven't been refined and processed and stripped of all their nutrients, then you're going to pretty much get all the minerals you need and all the vitamins you need. If you eat a diet of processed foods, fast foods, packaged foods, and so on, because you think that you're too busy to cook and make your own food, your body doesn't get the micronutrients it needs, and then you start to take synthetic vitamins and synthetic minerals, which some of my research suggests we can't synthesize very well. So the benefit is arguable, but again, the jury's out on that. And if you are too busy and you do eat processed foods and corporate made foods, one little tip to help you is to get the herbal teas, because all the herbs like the nettles I talked about and neem, they carry a whole host of minerals and vitamins and micronutrients, and that will keep you going. But when we lack micronutrients, that's when all kinds of symptoms happen. Constipation, diarrhea, fungal outbreaks, lethargy, dandruff, all kinds of problems that happen in our bodies because we're deficient in the range of nutrients that we need. We don't need pills usually, we need whole foods. But we go to the pill merchants, and the pill merchants say, headache, take this pill. Constipation, take this pill. Diarrhea, take this pill. Fungal outbreak, take this cream. And I think generally speaking it might work today, but then it comes back again, and then at some point now the creams and the pills don't work, but the creams and pills have got their own toxic ingredients which are impacting on our liver and kidneys and heart and so on. So the nutrients basically come from whole foods, so get whole foods into your diet, and that very much includes herbs and superfoods like bee pollen, like barley powder or wheatgrass powder juice, lots of it. there you go. That's N for you. Not too many foods on the N front, but just learn about nutrients and make sure your body's getting the nutrients. And this will make you change your habits, especially when it comes to your eating habits. And I think personally that if we clean up our diet, then we take charge of our health, because we get happier and we get angry and frustrated and worried and fearful less often. So because we raise our bar through diet, now everything else slots into place, and now we keep growing. The self-growth just keeps going. So don't go on a diet, because you'll come off it. Change your diet. No corporate made foods, all whole foods. Too busy to eat good food? Are you? Are you too busy to are you too busy to live? Are you too busy to feel healthy and productive and creative? This is Philip checking out. Until the next one. Bye bye.